Inspiration says in Great Controversy 608, paragraph 2, that as the storm approaches, a large class who have professed faith in the third angel's message, but have not been sanctified through obedience to the truth, abandon their position and join the ranks of the opposition. And that is startling. The question is the storm approaching? The answer is yes. We are seeing everything around us pointing to one great fact, that we are approaching the storm. The mark of the beast is soon to be enforced. And that text, volume 5 of the Testimonies, page 81, it says that the time is not far distant when the test will come upon every soul. Those who have step by step yielded to worldly demands and conformed to worldly customs will not find it a hard matter to yield to the powers that be. So the mark of the beast is soon to be enforced. It is soon to be urged upon us. The storm is approaching. And Great Controversy 608, paragraph 2 has said, a large class who have professed faith in the third angel's message. These are people who profess the last message of mercy. But inspiration is saying a large class will abandon their position and they will join the ranks of the opposition. Now the question is to you and I, how can we stand during that crisis hour? How can we stand when the storm approaches? How can we remain faithful in the time of the crisis? Because the reality is that we are living in the day and hour when we are going to face that crisis. It is truth that we are going to face that crisis. The question is, how shall we be able to stand? Revelation 6:17. How shall we be able to stand? And an answer to that will give us the necessary preparation to stand during the crisis hour. A large class who have professed faith in the third angel's message. Now that one tells me it is not enough to profess faith in the truth. The devil is not scared how much truth we know. The devil is not afraid how much truth we have stored in the mind. For if it stops there, it has nothing that it will help us. The devil is scared when he sees a people advancing in the exemplification of Christian virtues. He's scared of a people who are taking that message and appropriating it to their lives. When he sees a people change from one way to another way that pleases Christ, then the devil is scared. But the truth that we know, if it only stops at that, without sanctifying us, that truth will be darkness to us. So he's saying, or she is saying, that many are going to be swept as the storm approaches, and of course during the storm. But the quotation goes on to say, who have not been sanctified through obedience to the truth. She goes on to say, by uniting with the world and partaking of its spirit, they have come to view matters in nearly the same light. By uniting with the world and partaking of its spirit, they have come to view matters in nearly the same light. In other words, the way the world sees matters that are confronting us is the same mind that these people have, though they profess the truth, but without sanctification through obedience to that truth, and by uniting with the world, they have the same spirit. They reason like the world reasons. They bring argument just like the worldlings do, because they have not been sanctified through obedience to the truth. Now, the quotation is not talking of the worldlings. The quotation is talking of the professed people of God who are professing present truth, because the third angel's message is present truth. So, having the truth is one thing. Having the experience is another thing. And what matters is not only an acquaintance with the truth, but also the experience of that truth. So how shall we get the experience of the third angel? Revelation 14:12 says, "Here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of God and the faith of Jesus." In other words, the experience of the third angel is a production of a people that have gained the victory, a people that keep the commandments of God and have the faith of Jesus. In other words, as a result of the faith of Christ in them, working in them and through them, they are able to render perfect obedience to the requirements of Jehovah. That is the experience of the third angel's message that we need. Not a profession, but a possession of the experience of that message. And it is upon you and me, as we head towards the crisis, to obtain the necessary experience that will help us stand when the majority forsake us, that will help us to stand when the winds blow upon us. It is not a profession, but an experience that will enable us stand during that crisis hour. And my prayer is that you and I will obtain that necessary experience in order for us to stand during that crisis hour. And the Bible says it is only through Christ that can work in us both to will and to do of his good pleasure. Maranatha.